got to understand, can the team cut you? That's the most important one.
Can the team cut you?
Yeah, can they cut you today? And, because like in South America, they'll cut you. They'll you'll see someone come in, and they're like, hey, this is your replacement. Sorry, you gotta go. Those are things you have to look at. Again, sometimes it's not about the money, it's just sometimes it's the best situation. You gotta find places where people love you and you're not tolerated, you're loved. So.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers from wherever you're watching us from. It's your host here at Osoita Lodge, indeed, where guests become family, and we are at Wima Sports, championing sports development. It's a great, great honor. Speaking of guests today, we have an amazing guest with us. And maybe before I get to speak more on who he is and what he does, Karibu sana.
Man, thank you. Appreciate you having me today.
You're welcome, sir. If maybe you can just get to tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my full name, Peter Kiganya. Basketball circles, you can hear PK or Simba. Those are names I go by. And, right now I'm the founder of Hope Basketball Tour, which is a yearly tour we do in Kenya for basketball. So I work a lot with under 18. So,
Hope is a 4-letter word.
Yes.
And it's really powerful.
Yes.
Sometimes we look at the word hope and we don't internalize what it means.
Yes.
What does hope means in Hope Basketball Tour?
Man, for us, it's just, I think we get caught up. I got to say this and I got to make sure that people don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I understand a lot of the youth, what they go through. A lot of people in Kenya, I understand that. I understand where everybody, a lot of people are, I understand that. Mm-hmm. But understanding that and being in that space at that particular time should not stop you from working hard for the future, for the next day. Life doesn't change it will not stay the same. So we try just to impart the kids to worry much about what they can control. Your effort. The universe is a big place, but Earth, you can control your Earth. That's one of our slogans. We teach kids about that. You can teach about your effort. Attitude, responses. Those are things you can control because it's you. I can't control what you're gonna do, but I can control what I gotta do. So we tell them, hope for the better, put practice, do that, because even when opportunities come, you gotta be prepared for that opportunity. So if you say, "Mautenda mazoezi leo," I understand that, I get it. But when that opportunity comes, are you prepared for that opportunity, right? The more prepared you are, the luckier you are, right? So that's the message. That's hope for the better, better tomorrow.
Better tomorrow.
Yes.
Yep. And one of my mentors, said once told me, there's nothing like luck. Yeah. Because as you said it, luck comes to those who prepare for that opportunity.
You have to.
You have to be ready for it when it comes.
Yeah.
Then you stand lucky, right?
Yeah. Most of the coaches, like US coaches, they come watch a player. Maybe they have like 10 seconds or 20 seconds to look at you. You gotta do something within that. From that small window. He has maybe like 100. He has 100 players. Maybe he's gonna watch. You gotta show them something within that. The window is so small, man. So you gotta be ready. You can't. I don't think it's a game where somebody see you warm. The coach has to watch and warm. You figured it out.
That's a common phrase, know.
That's a common phrase. But again, you gotta stay ready. You gotta be prepared.
Yeah.
So when that opportunity happens, you grasp it with both hands and take away with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The world has grown and has become a global village.
Yes.
And you can do a lot across the world in seconds.
Yes.
In a week, you can travel across different countries. Yeah. What has this done to you as PK, coming from Kenya years ago, from Nairobi to the world? You've journeyed through basketball across many countries. How do you observe the world?
Man, it's very humbling for me to have traveled because of bouncing a basketball. If you think about it, if you think about it, you're like, basketball, even my mom, rest in peace, she always thought about that. She's like, she couldn't understand. She could not really get the idea that basketball could make me travel. So for me, it's always been humbling. Obviously you get exposed to different cultures. Yeah, like I played mainly in South America because a lot of, again, when I got there, I made friends there, and the teams were more flexible with me because, again, my passport was not very strong. So when I traveled, I had to get a visa, so that sometimes takes 3 days, and then you have to wait and do all these processes. Whereas like an American player, they can call him today, and in the afternoon he's on the plane, he's there. Me, ukinipigia simu like today, we have to wait 3 days, ngoja niende to the embassy, send me documents. I get there, they're like, they want this and this and that. Then it's a back and forth with the team, and some of the teams will just give up. But South America teams were great, so exposed to that, learn the culture. You make friends, and even like now I have so many friends in South America, Brazil. I have a lot of friends from there. In the States too. Rwanda, TZ, UG, because of basketball. So you make friends and you learn a lot of cultures. You get exposed to different things, and I guess as a human being, you grow. When you go to a place where people are not like you, and you have to assimilate and learn their culture. That's a blessing for me. It was always a blessing. I'm always curious to learn. So even when I went to South America, I taught myself Spanish. Self-taught. Books and listening to people talk and all that. Picked it up and just enjoyed the learning process.
So you know a little of Spanish, poquito?
No, I speak Spanish. I speak and write, man.
Wow.
I speak and write. Yeah, I speak and write. Yeah.
If you can send some love to your Spanish family.
¿Cómo está mi amigo de Chile? ¿Cómo está? ¿Está bien? El león africano acá. Manda los saludos.
Wow. Nice, I'm impressed.
Yeah. It's fun.
So you know Spanish? Which other language? Swahili.
Obviously in English.
English.
So it makes me 3, yeah.
And your mother tongue maybe?
I speak Kikuyu
Fluently?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. 4 languages back then?
Yeah.
Wow. So on to your early beginnings, can you share your journey from Nairobi to, the international basketball arena? What inspired you to start playing basketball in your junior year of school?
I don't think there's an inspiration to start. I think the teacher just saw me. I think it's at his lead boss. I think it's a Mr. Mwanyika. I want to say Mr. Mwanyika. He just saw a tall kid and he's like, you, Tokalona to the basket.
And that's it.
In high school, you the teacher saying is, it's the law. Back then, I don't know if that's changed now, but back then, the teachers were, the teacher say something and it went. It was not a discussion. There was no back and forth. They tell you something and you just do. So I went to the back end. Hey, the guys were good, man. The guys were. The other team had blue, I had red. So me, there was no way I was playing that game. We had the Peter Otienos, David Maina, man, Stanley Ndishu, man, Wycliffe Wecheso, man, Charles Opondo. We had great players, man. We had great players. All those players were most of those players were playing club basketball when they were in high school. Yes. Like Peter Otieno was playing for like Kimbo, like East Africa. It was called Kimbo then. It was East African Industries. They would come and pick him up like on a Friday. They were going to Mombasa. And you're like, what? So I didn't have a chance. But the good thing was they're all seniors. So they left the next year. Sisi ndo tulikuwa ma seniors, sasa form 4. Sisi ndo tunacheza sasa. Sisi ndo tuko.
Now it was your time.
Yes. But there was other guys who were on the team who were not all seniors. And they were really good, also like the David Odhiambo, Ronan Gala. They were really, really good. So the team was still able to perform at a high level. Yeah.
How magical is it when you guys meet? Have you met some of these people? Has life given you a chance to maybe just catch up or something?
We catch up once in a while. David Miner, see him once in a while. Maybe talk on Facebook, play with him at KPA. For him, that was, we enjoyed that. Peter Tino played for like posters of the Cocoso games and all that. We interacted, but sometimes you fall off and you try to catch up, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. So just space, where you are, spacing.
You mentioned something that we'd really like to be of benefit to our viewers and also the young athletes now. what are some of the pointers you can have for athletes looking for opportunities, to play overseas in terms of contractual things to see, things to check on your contract before you sign them and such like things?
Man, you gotta understand the leagues you're going to play, man. Some of the leagues are tough, Some of the leagues are tough. You gotta understand, can the team cut you? That's the most important one.
Can the team catch you?
Yeah, can they cut you today? And because like in South America, they'll cut you. They'll you'll see someone come in, and they're like, hey, this is your replacement. Sorry, you gotta go. Those are things you have to look at. Again, sometimes it's not about the money. It's just sometimes it's the best situation. You gotta find places where people love you and you're not tolerated. You're loved. So I ended up playing in South America for a long time because I think I found teams and I found people who really cared, not just for me as a basketball player, but it was more like family. So I think you gotta find a place where you gonna grow. Your talent is gonna grow. You gotta be able to showcase what you have. Obviously, take care of your family. Make sure your family is right, and just understand what you're signing. And then get a lawyer to go through it. If you have a lawyer friend, tell them, hey, can you read this to me? Sometimes you read it, you think you understand, but you don't. So get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. If you have an agent, well and good. My time, I didn't really have agents. I worked with multiple agents because I was just like, man, whoever gets me the job, I'm gone. So I'll never tie down with one particular person. Is it a disadvantage or advantage? I think sometimes a disadvantage because then the guys don't really buy into what you're telling them because they know you're there for the highest bidder. So if you have an agent who's taking care of you, that's good. But yeah, sometimes you just got all the dice go with your gut feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of family, you said you had an amazing family, and a name came up.
Yeah.
Leon Africano.
Yeah.
What does this name mean to you, and how did it come up?
So this came from my days in playing in South America. I think a lot of people didn't understand my drive, my passion, and so during the day, or if you see me like walking, I think a lot of people feel I'm lazy. If you see me walking, or if you see me just chill, you think a lot of them felt I was very lazy. But the guys who were on the team knew better.
They-
They knew once I got on that, those white lines, it was a different game. And obviously, I've been blessed. In a lot of years, I've been blessed that I could rebound the ball and attack the rim very ferociously. So so that's where the name came from. It's just for them seeing how perception would be like he's lazy, but then when I play, it's like opposite. So that a lot of them feel like I remind them of a lion who just lays around during the day, or until it has time to hunt, and then the last time it's just
the
just
killer instinct.
Yeah,
Boom. You got into Abilene Christian University.
Yeah.
How did this shape your basketball career?
Man, that was tough. That was tough. I get there. I played JUCO. I played JUCO 1 year. Again, I'm living. I'm going to in the US. I'm 175 pounds. I think I believe I was maybe what's that, like 75 kilos? I think it's like 75 kilos. So JUCO it was okay. JUCO was okay. There was not very big players. But when I go to SCU, everybody's big. Everybody's 6'8", 230, 6'9", 240. So even the coach is like, if you can't get weight, you can't play this year. We're gonna redshirt you. But anyways, cut the long story short, I end up gaining maybe like 40 pounds, 50 pounds. So I come back this summer, I'm 235. So I start playing there, but it was tough. It was tough to play there because I get there. There's another Kenyan there, Michael Obudo, and then 1 month down the lane, Alex comes there also. Now it's 3 Kenyans on the one team. Our style of play is almost the same, I would say. Alex was far better, like dribbling and all that before, but again, I said I was in the system 1 year now in junior college, but I also played for a coach at KCITI who had coached at Abilene Christian. And that's how the connection is, because I played here for a coach who had coached at Abilene Christian, and that's how I ended up in Abilene Christian. But competition was great. Competition was great. We played a lot of one-on-one in our house. It's funny because there was Actually, there was 5 Kenyans in that town who all played basketball.
Wow.
There's 2 other Kenyans who played at Macquarie University, Samuel Maina and Andrew Otaro. So there's 5 Kenyans in one city playing basketball. So we used to get together, play one-on-one.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah.
And enjoy some home time as well when you miss family, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It can be a scary place, but we had those 5 guys, and then we got a great lady who took care of us. Then I had, again, who works great. She had done missionary work. She had come to KCITI when I was there. We met her when I was there, and when she went back to the States, she connected back with us. So,
There's something you mentioned in regards to there's some terms you used. Maybe viewers or people might not understand red shirting and the process of, okay, you get there, you have to add some. Why did they want you to add some, put in some kgs or some kilos?
man, I was little. I was too light, when you're playing, again, you gotta be strong, you gotta be physical. The game is physical. College basketball is physical. It's grueling. Your body takes a toll. If you don't have the weight, or you're not strong enough. Even like the KDs, man. You look at him, you think he's strong though. He's strong, but he's also his way he plays the game, is different. But I was more, more like a, defender. I had to fit a certain role, like defend, rebound, run the floor, play great defense. So to do those things, I had to be really strong because I was going to play people who are taller than me. Those guys who are 6'8", 240. I was 6'6". So that really, you need to have a lot of muscle and a lot of weight to push and shove and fight for rebounds and all that. So yeah, red shirt basically means the coach can just maybe, you agree with the coach, hey, you're not ready to play this year. We'll let you sit out 1 year and try to see where you're going to be the next year in terms of like playing or in terms of weight, in terms of education. There's different red shirts. And there might be a medical red shirt. Maybe you're injured, you have to take out here rehab, or, academic, you're not where you're supposed to be. So you red shirt, you're not in the So there's different kinds of red shirts.
Different kinds of, gotcha.
Yeah.
Having played college in the US and all the exposure, what are some of the pointers you can have for young college players here in Kenya in regards to the opportunities and how to play the game just here in Kenya?
For me, I think it's interesting when I look at when I look at teams and have conversations with people and you hear about the academics and the game and not having time to do one or the other. I understand that, but I think again in this day the US has figured that out. They have figured that out. Those guys take even, like, we don't even take road trips that long. Those guys go on the road trip for like a week. On the road, if we play a big D1 school, we took like 3-day trips, but you find that we take our books and on the road, once you finish everything, they study hall. Players go and they do their homework and you catch up with your classwork and but I know it's doable. It's doable. We came through it. It's doable. Again, the US, you cannot play if you don't have good grades. You'll not get a scholarship if you're not a good player. There's no
Goes hand in hand. There's not two.
They've figured out how to mesh them really, really well. They've figured that out. So it's doable. You just gotta have dedication and gotta have a drive. Players had. Some days we had, study hall, where the players came in the evening. It was more about where are you in class? The coaches and the graduate assistants sit there and they go through all your stuff. Where are you in class? Where are you? You're here. We need to, again, making sure everybody went to class. As a graduate assistant coach, that's what you do. You make sure the players are in class, players are sitting where they're supposed to sit, players are not missing assignments. It takes a lot of manpower to get these kids really ready to play. So I think that's what we have to do, invest more in the people around the players and embrace them, give them opportunities to when you're on a road game, study and do homework, whatever it takes, I think that it's doable though. It's doable.
Yeah. And you transitioned into South America now, professionally.
Yeah.
How was that transitioning for you from now college basketball in the US into, if you can relive that moment?
Man, it's different, so now you go to a team which is only practicing maybe 4 to 6, because most of the other guys, the team is not all professional. It's a professional team, but some people have other jobs. It's just like here, like in Kenya, how people go, like we play for COP, right? Some people go to work in the morning, and then after 5 o'clock, they come to practice. Other kids are in school. It's the same situation. But now, as we are fully professional, we're not doing anything else. So you gotta keep grinding, because you can get lazy, So you normally stay with the other foreign player. They're called American players there, but because I was in America, it was foreign. But most of the team have American players. So you stay with the other foreign player, and then, in the house and whatever. Some teams are good, they'll put you in a house, and teams will put you in a hotel. Hotel is 4 walls, it's 1 room, you look at, it's tough, houses are good because you can go out, do whatever. But you have to find your own schedule, drive to stay grinding, So for us, most of the guys I played with, we had a routine: wake up, go to the gym, work out in the morning, do weights, come back, have your breakfast, chill for a little bit, go back, do your shots, shoot whatever, 500 threes, 500 two, whatever depending on how fast you get it done. But, that time you can shoot the ball. Shooting 500 is very easy because you're used to it. There's no defense. So you get them out pretty quick. So you can do that, and then again, go back to the hotel, relax, go do some more individual workouts in the afternoon, work on your moves, and then go to practice in the evening. So you gotta find your routine. That is tough. A lot of people get caught up in just, you want to go to the party, you don't want to wake up the next day, because actually you don't have to. They don't really force you to go. They don't tell you how to go. They don't. They just look at you playing, and they're like, oh, he's not working out, you go. So they don't motivate you to go to practice. You got to find your own way. So for us, it was that, finding that routine and finding a good player who you can work out with, or mesh properly with, and understand each other. Go do like screen and rolls. If the other person is a guard and you're a wing, you play with them and you understand each other where you want. Find your spots on the plays, where you're going to catch the ball, shoot those shots. Understanding the plays we have and where you're going to shoot the ball. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Psychotherapy is really huge in sports.
Yeah.
How are you handling those mental tough challenges that you are going through, being in that hotel room, being away from family, playing college in the US? How are such moments, and what challenges you faced, and how did you get over them?
Yeah, for me, college was really tough because, I went to college and I didn't come back to Kenya until maybe I graduated. Yeah, I went in 97, didn't come back to Kenya until 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, so even talking to my mom, is napiga simu kwa call box. I'm gonna be Tuesday next week. I'll call next week Tuesday, because we didn't have phones then. I didn't have a phone either in the States. We have the dorm line where the phones in the dorms. But it's tough. It's tough. But again, I think for us, is having someone else who was from Kenya on the same team, and the lady who she was more like my mom in the States, adopted mom. She did help us a lot. We could go to her house and kick it and talk, and she make, she learned how to pick cook ugali, and she learned how to pick chapatis. And
wow,
yeah, she
was amazing, man.
She would open her doors to us, and we would go there on the weekend and hang out, or when there's a school break, she always gracious enough to let us stay at her house. Even when we played on the road, she came to watch us play. So it's different, and we would try to go to each other's games, obviously. Like I told you, there's guys who were playing at a different university. When they were playing, I didn't have a game, I'll be at their games. When we were playing and they didn't have a game, they would come to me. So it's more like that, you hang out and you share, and I don't really think, you actually think about being home. You don't want to think. It's like you close that off, and You just focus on the day to day. You don't really give yourself time to say, hey, I'm his home. I don't even think we ever discussed that. Until you come back home and you're like, man, I miss Kenya.
Yes, yeah.
But again, it was just that was a different time when we were doing that. When I was playing college, it was a very different time. Fast forward when I play in South America, now we have like Messenger. This is when Hotmail is coming out, and they had a Messenger, so I could talk to my family, my wife. I could communicate back and forth. We had a Messenger. You could talk to different people from different areas. Just all you had to use to get this internet. Internet, a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of movies, man, and internet helped a lot. They bridged that gap when we started playing professional. You could talk, and then obviously the cell phone was around now. Now your communication is very different. And even like my mom, now she has a phone, and I could call back and forth. So different times.
Different times.
Yeah.
And you, at that point, you were juggling family, you're juggling your career, you're juggling other things.
Yeah.
How was it, for your wife being away and your children, and how was it for you as well?
It's tough. It's tough for the family. You gotta have. And shout out to my wife, man. She's been a strong lady. She held the family down, was not there. Yeah. But it's tough. It's tough. I'm not saying it's easy. It's tough. The kids grow and you come back. You left them one year, now you're coming back. They're two. They're talking. It's a bit throws you off. Even the relationship with your kids, because like now, it's very different. I have my younger one who's 8 now. I've been since he was born. Been around. But the other ones is more like I was gone for a couple of years, like 6, 8 months. Come back, then I'm home for like a month, then I'm off again. So it's very tough for them too. But again, sometimes you gotta sacrifice. You gotta make sacrifices for the family, and hopefully the family, your kids understand what you're trying to do. It's not just pursuing a dream. It's obviously pursuing a dream, but also like a style to feed and take care of your family. So
Yeah.
I think the kids appreciate it now. But they're still young. One of them is still young, so hopefully one day he'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older one is, she's good. She understands it. I don't know if she's really okay with it. Again,
Yeah. Most memorable moments that you ever had in a game, be it college at Alvin, be it professionally.
all of them. It's hard for me to really choose a moment, because I think for me, like going to US and playing there was such a big thing for me. The way I thought about the game. So if I'm saying I'm a good basketball, I have to go to the US and compete with the US people, the players. That's what I had in my mind, like going to play there, and then you just get caught up in the grind. You enjoy, man, the practices. You make friendships, and but a great moment in the game, actually. Man, we've had so many moments, man. I can't really pick one. Man, I've had so many moments in Kenya, traveling to Rwanda to play for APR, genocide tournament, that, again, just a blessing for me to be able to do that. And just being able to travel the world to play basketball, the gyms I've been to, the players I've played against, man, it's hard to choose a moment. But I think when I later started playing, I think that's when when I was inducted in the Hall of Fame, that was really when I was able to sit back and say, wow, that was a great ride. When you get inducted in the Hall of Fame, you coming from Kenya and you see the things people are talking about, and just the amount of people who came, the Kenyans who came to that event, man. I had like almost 35 people.
Wow.
Travel from all different places in the U.S. to come to. That really made, that was a great moment for me. So playing, I've had a lot of moments, man, I've scored 48 points, man. I've scored in college, I had a game where I scored 41 in 22 minutes. Didn't shoot a free throw.
Yeah.
There's so many things. There's a game I had like 23 rebounds, again in 25 minutes. So there's so many, man. But I think for me, the big moment for me was when they really called me and they said, we got inducted into the Hall of Fame at Abilene Christian, so that was a huge moment. My family was able to go down there with me. We rode around the city in a truck, and my kids are standing out, and they see it. And even now, when I go there with my kids, the way they embrace me, they open the doors for me. That to me, that was the moment when I was like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Congratulations for that. That's a huge blessing, you know.
I think also it stops you chasing legacies. I'm at peace where I'm not chasing a legacy. There's nothing I'm doing to chase. I'm like, I got it. I'm there. I understand. I appreciate it. It's my house. I have a plaque in my wall, in my office. So I'm good. It makes you like just so breathe out. So yeah.
By God's grace, you've been able to play in Rwanda as well, a PR. You've seen how much they've grown as a nation in basketball. I mean, what can you say about Rwanda?
It's just a driving force, man. They have great people. The president behind them. They have a drive, and they figure out that's one of their vehicles to use to market their country and all that. And they've done a great job of doing that. I went there when Coach Cliff was there. Coach Cliff and me go back to KCITI when he was at KCITI. So when he went to APR, he was there, and I played for him. So I've seen where they came from, from those years to where they are now, and it's night and day. It's night and day. Yeah, they're doing well. They've done really, really well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can learn, we can copy paste something and
Yeah.
do the same here.
Yep, hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully. And sometimes there's a guy who said a great leader never forgets his roots. And PK, you've been able to come back to your roots always, over and over again. How has it been returning to Kenya and invest in local basketball development for you?
For me, it's just a sign to be thankful for the game, man. I owe the game a lot. There's no basketball, there's no me, there's no PK, Simba, whatever. There's none, there's none. And I remember the first person who told him about when he recruited me, he was like, my dream for you is to ever just come back and help one kid. He didn't want anything from me. He didn't, no strings attached. I'm helping you because I think you have potential and you're going to be great, hopefully. That's the reason he helped me. So when I sit back, I'm like, I got to do something for the game. I can't be on the sideline complaining about the situation. I got to be part of the solution. And I figured for me it was working with the youth. It's still building block. It's still building out where we want to be. Hopefully we're going to turn this corner. We're going to be where we want to be in terms of the camp. But for me, it was just a matter of me like, what can I do right now that can impact basketball? Obviously, I know where I can build like courts and all that, but I think I also believe if I give you a ball, you can put if one kid is from, let's say, Umo, and he takes that ball back to Umoja, now there was another basketball, now they have two. Those kids will play with two balls, right? So that's why I really think balls, for me, I thought that's my vehicle of trying just to, if you have a basketball, you're a kid, you can dribble in your house, you can go outside and find a little place with a little block of cement, bounce it up, lay on your bed, practice your shooting form. There's so many things you can do with a basketball. So, so hopefully that's where I want to be. That's what I try to do. I felt that's just my way of saying thank you to the game, and I appreciate everything that the game has done for me.
Yeah. And indeed, a basketball or a ball is a huge tool,
Yeah.
because you can get one ball and this kid goes back to his hood or wherever he stays. Hey, nisaidie ball nicheze. And the game grows. And
I can tell you, like, one of the eye-opening moments for us to really think about, to really understand, like, to make a great reasoning for the basketballs when we were in Eldoret, right? Eldoret, man, at 7 o'clock is cold. But the kids were waking up, man, at 7 o'clock, and the kids would be on the court shooting, dribbling. The dribbling drills we did yesterday, you see the kid doing them. We'll just stand there, man, and just watch and just be in awe because, we tend to say players will take from Nyatizi or whatever, but sometimes it's like, players will take mazoezi late because Coach has the balls, they ended up just 6.
Exactly.
You see, but now the kid has his own ball. He's
Yeah.
living the room with his ball, and he's just out there shooting, doing their drills. So that was a great, a great testament that the balls would help us change our culture of the basketball.
Yeah, that's so true. Speaking of giving back to the society, I think one of the two tools or vehicles you had is Friends of Basketball Kenya.
Yes.
What inspired you to start Friends of Basketball, and what impact has it made so far?
Man, those young men, man, they really made me look at basketball differently. So there was a guy who coached me at East Lehigh. His name is Lamek. Lamek was coaching a team at Umaldo. They used to call themselves outsiders. So when I went out there, this was I was trying to come back and settle and establish myself in Kenya. So when I went there, man, they used to practice at the end of a road, man. Like the road would carve off and they put the rim there, and these guys were just practicing there, man. No basketball, nothing, no uniforms, and they would just play and they just had fun. So we had a great vision, man. It just didn't come to fruition. So we held worked with them, called the team Friends of Basketball, man, and we did a lot of stuff with them. But again, people grow, lack of opportunities in that setting where we were. People move on and they start doing different things. And but it's a good thing. And when you look at it, but those young men are the ones who really exposed me to the game and to things that I could do, and I learned a lot from just working with them. And those are the things I don't want to do, like the same mistake again. So I had to find a space where I could operate without failure, and I learned a lot of lessons from doing that, which has made me who I am today in what I do. So
Yeah. Yep. And you've been a coach for some time now?
yeah.
How has your playing experience influenced your coaching style and philosophy?
Man, playing style. I like fast. I like playing fast. I like playing fast. I came from a system where the coach did not believe in having like 6'10", 6'11". He wanted like these 6'8", 6'7", 6'6" guys who could guard multiple positions and press and run and score. And I thrived on that. I really thrived on that. I still enjoy that kind of play, but I also understand the game where it is now. So right now I'm more like free basketball, read and react, drive, kick. Just incorporate a lot of things from different things. I enjoy playing man to man. I don't really like zone. I don't really like zone. Would I coach? I don't know if I coach it, but I don't like it. Zone. Even if I do zone, maybe it's like a possession or two, and then we jump into something different. But style of play, how I played and the way people play now, I think is so different. I think my time, I was more like one of the all-out players, all in or out, all out. And it's tough sometimes to get, I can't expect everybody to play that way. I can understand and change my coaching to suit what we have. So now I'm more very cognizant. Again, I've gone to a lot of camps. I've gone to a lot of player development, coaching clinics and camps, and understanding child growth. Right now coaching is so different. It's not kama kitambo. Kimbia, no water breaks. Water is a sign of weakness.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah. You can.
You have to feel the pain.
Yeah, you can't be out there telling kids water is a sign of weakness. You can't do that. So I understand that. I've gone to a lot of trainings and all that. So I understand that. So it's changed my coaching because again, you got to adapt to change with times.
Yeah, that's true. That's for sure. And came another vehicle, Hope Basketball Tour.
Yeah.
It's been how many years now?
Man, I think this is the fifth one. This is the fifth one we're doing. Yeah, number 5, 2018.
How was the first two minus the last two for you?
Man, the first one was a nightmare, man. I remember I came in the country, man. I'm not going to mention the names that made it bad. I'm just going to talk about the situation.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk about the people who made the success. So we've talked to this school for a minute now. Everything is good. They're going to give me dorms. They have 2 cots. Everything is good. We have these kids. identify these kids. They're coming from all over the country. 50 boys. We started with 50 boys. So we've identified this and that, and now it's like, I get here maybe like on a Wednesday. I think it's a Wednesday. Now we talk to the guy is yes, we're good to go. Let's talk Sunday night. Before Sunday night, we get a call from the accounting team from that school that we can't even give you the court. This is not going to happen. This is not. We talk to the guy. He's like, they don't know what they're talking about. Let me talk to the principal. Anyways, to cut the long story short, the guy doesn't answer the phone calls. He leaves. He's in Mombasa. We can't even walk into his office. We're waiting for him in his office for like a whole day, man. I'm with Jeff, man. We're waiting for him like a whole day, man. The kids are not supposed to be coming, traveling. I have nowhere for these kids to go.
Wow.
Nowhere, no rooms, nothing, nowhere. 50 kids coming to Nairobi. The lucky thing was someone from Nairobi too, you know. So, man, I reached out to Miss Lee, man, Nairobi International School. Miss Lee and Kingsley Makoha. Miss Lee actually first question was like, why didn't you call me initially? Because we've talked, we've done some business with Miss Lee. So she's like, why? I said, Miss Lee, what I wanted was the dorms. The dorms was the main reason I was taking it over there. She's like, no, Peter, I'll help you. So she gives me the venue. She not only gives me the venue, she gives me venue and transport to pick up the kids in Tao and to bring them to NIS and to drop them back in the evening and all the food. She's like, I'll take care of everything for you. Take care of the food, I'll take care of the court, I'll take care of, yes. So now we call the kids, now we're scrambling. We call the kids, we're like, hey, do you have an uncle, auntie, family member in Nairobi?
Yes.
So we make it work. Some of the kids don't end up not coming, but anyways, we get maybe like 34 from all over, Nairobi and its environs, and then we fill it up with just kids who are in Nairobi. So that was the first one. But man, the camp was great though. The camp was great, man. Ronnie Gundo came, Otto Pizzo came. Man, it was great. Like, you will not tell what we had gone through the first initial week.
Yeah.
When you see the camp, you cannot tell about what we had gone through. But it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, and the goal has always been for me to make the kids see there's something better than what they're used to. That has always been my goal. And so I don't want to be, you come and you're like, there's no really big difference from my day-to-day life to that. I want to be where you see there's a difference. And if you really pursue your goals and you pursue your dreams and you keep pushing, this can turn around. So the first was that, the rest of all, I think we have built. I think right now we're just on a up trajectory, man. Like, again, I do that, and so everybody's like, oh, you did 50 boys, it's cool. What about girls? What about girls? But I knew with girls, even the coaching, there's a lot of things I understand about, and I felt I was in the place where I could do that because I understand coaching ladies is different from things they have to work out, injury stuff and all that. So, but we incorporated girls and we found some coaches who work with the girls and also make sure that we have the girls coaches in the camp to really stay in them in the dorms and work with them and talk to them. So, yeah, we've done that for, the next one was a blast. And, COVID happened. After doing 2019, COVID happened. Then 21, I think, or 22, 21, we came back, did one at JQuat with CAS, Kenya Academy of Sports. Again, that was a great situation. Then the next year we did not do one, but I partnered with, again, the Kenya Academy of Sports were doing another one, like a first national basketball sporting activity camp or something. I can't remember the name actually. But it was a big camp and they had kids. There was like 2,000 kids. Basketball had like 250. So I did the basketball part. So now we're back. Now the top 50 is back. We didn't do actually the whole tour. The way it's supposed to work is we're supposed to go to different cities, do small camps, identify players, and then we bring them to Nairobi again. I didn't have enough days to do all that, but top 50 is back.
And it worked well.
Yeah, it worked well.
Yeah,
Shout out
that
to, I got to give shout outs here because, again, I say I have got good people, Mr. Insurance, Greer, Nathaniel, he likes the vision. He's bought in, and he was Mr. Insurance for us. So all the kids who came to the camp, Greer had covered them with insurance, plus the coaches for that day they were in camp. They did that. He did that for us. So Nova Pioneer, obviously the school, the accommodation, the meals, and the venue just for me by myself would have been a tougher task, but we partnered up and figured out a way how to make it work. Nairobi City Thunder, 20 Sports, came in and helped us with logistics. As you can understand, one kid from Tahoe to Eldoret is 1,500, and now we are taking more than 100 people plus the coaches. So 20 Sports got on board and helped us with that, with some of the logistics for that. So, it takes a village.
it takes a village for sure.
And then, shout out to Mr. Greer, Mr. Insurance, City Thunder, 20 Sports, and Nova Pioneer for buying into the vision and supporting the vision, and for them to be able to see what I was trying to do and say, okay, we understand what you're trying to do, we can help you.
Yeah. And just offset, we were talking about, importance of partnerships.
Yes.
And you've mentioned different guys, and what can you say about partnerships as a strategy towards elevating sports in Kenya to a different level?
Man, without partnerships, you can't do it. You can't do it. When you look at the budget for the Hope Tour, it's significant. And especially with what we want to do, with the experience we want to set up with anything. So it's hard to do it by yourself. They say if you want to go far, you go as a team.
That's true.
Like, if you run, and someone takes the baton here. If you want to go farther, you got to go as a team. But if you want to get there quick, they say by yourself, but you won't get tired.
Yeah.
So obviously, partnerships is, a lot of people don't understand this, but I think it's also identifying people who have the same vision, same goal, and then selling your vision. But it's hard sometimes because a lot of people don't align themselves with the vision or the expectation. It's like, okay, nitakupatia maji, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say nitakupatia maji, but then they want you to change the name of the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And this may be someone you respect or a friend, or so you're caught in a catch-22. It's like, man, I don't know. I mean, that's not even what I want to do, So I think for me, I've been very strategical in identifying, like really looking at people, what they do. I'm like, nah, I don't think that will fit in what and then approaching people who think, or people I've talked to before. We've had a meetings like Collins, man, from 20 Sports. I met him, I think 2 years ago in Rwanda. He was at the BAL. And we've talked for, we've been talking, even Nova Pioneer, I know Joseph Kayemba, talking again. We talked again in BAL. I said, hey, this is what I do, this is what I would like, let's find a way to partner up one of these days. That was 2 years ago, Nathaniel from Greece, again, the same thing. We've been talking for years, man. It's not something like we just thought about this year and it's like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously finding it's not definitely about money. It's like partnerships. You got to figure out maybe in kind, in like what do you need done that they can support you with without the exchange of really money.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a good
way of
partnering up with someone. Obviously, the water, it's like, can Wima support? Wima can maybe, you know what the budget is. Let's say, if the camp is, let's say, I give you enough of it. If you're taking 100,000 to do something, right? I don't think 20,000 will stop you from doing it if you don't have the 20,000, or the water is 10,000. You've already invested 100,000. I think you can get the 10,000 from yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. So I think we have to be like Kenya. I think in Kenya we have to embrace partnerships, and again, we have just to buy into the sports is also a vehicle, man. Sports is a vehicle for change. breaks barriers. Sports are a place where it unifies, gives everybody an equal chance. It's as fair as it comes, especially like basketball. I tell people basketball is one of the most fairest sport you can ever think of. Think about basketball. You score on me, I get the ball immediately to attack you back. It's not like soccer where your ball is a fungo kakimbize your ball uipate.
Yeah.
But basketball, once you score, it's my ball. I get a chance to come in,
Yeah.
So what more can you ask for? There's nothing else to ask for. So I think it's just for people understanding, especially Kenya. I think we have to understand that sports is we can't see sports as an extracurricular activity anymore. We can't, especially in high school. We cannot. We have to be able to embrace it. We're not telling enough stories. Also, we're not telling enough stories of the kids getting scholarships to play high school, and you're not telling enough stories that people are not aware of how sports, or especially Bake, has helped a lot of people. Yeah. You have to tell them. That's why when I watch your show, I'm like, yes, that's what we need. We need to tell our stories. We have to tell them our own way. Yeah. From not someone else coming to tell it, but one of us telling the story and understanding the journeys. But partnership is the way to go. If you don't have partnership, even for you, as I noticed that off the bat when I got here with the hotel. So, which is really cool. You found a way to make it work. Maybe someone else will be like, what? But again, that's the beauty of partnerships.
Partnerships, yeah.
It's because you can just find a person who believes in what you're telling them, and they have what you're asking them, and they're not going back to invent something else. You're not asking them to give you something they don't have. They already have that. So for them to support you is easier than if you ask them something they don't have.
Yeah. Really powerful. That's really powerful and deep stuff. And Adapter Court initiative.
Man, Adapter Court, we've not done it yet. So I have a friend of mine, man. He keeps poking me. He pokes me all the time. He'll keep quiet. His name is Neto O'Brien, man. He's a young kid, man. Even when I do a lot of my stuff, I've always been able to bounce ideas off him. He's a young dude, man, very enthusiastic about basketball, and so he comes up with these concepts, and he just bounces them off me, and he's like, why can't you do this? Why can't you do this? What about if we did this? What about if we do this? And he's in law school, by the way, right now. So, but he's been the person who even like the name when I was doing my podcast, we called it Scratcho, and he's even the one who was like, yeah, to eat a Scratcho, like how guys, like most of us, I don't think in basketball. I for one did not have a plan. I'm gonna go play college, play pro. It just happened. So that's where it came from, that concept, Scratcho. You just go play and you figure out what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we never had most of us don't have a goal, like plan, like kids. Most of the kids don't have an antenna. First 5 team Yangu, play for under 18, play. But if you see kids like in States, they have that already. I want to be under 18. I want to go here. I want to play for this college. They have a very good plan, but we don't. We really just play. So that's why we call it Scratch. So he came up with a concept of what to call it. So yeah, Brian is the one who comes up with a lot of that stuff. He's bounced ideas off me. Adapter Court, I think that's for us. It was saying like, if you say Buru, you're a basketball player. That's what we wanted to do. Like our concept is players of Buru. Sumeshi Buru. Sikura court hapo. You guys adopt that court. Come on, go paint it. Go do stuff. Yeah. And the vision is for us to have like different people do that differently, and then we put a compare together. We put it on Facebook, which is the best improvement, and then we see who the winner is, and I don't know. We do a camp there, or we bring balls to that people who won. That's the goal. That's the plan.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's and it's possible. It can work.
It can work.
It's involving with communities. It's involving with the people who grew up in those courts. Just giving back and building their courts. It's an entire powerful concept. And indeed, shout out to Brian. And it's possible. I'm looking forward to you guys executing it and making it work for sure.
Yeah, we're trying. We gotta get people, on board and share the message. I think it's the best way to do it. Even when I played for Corp, I used to challenge players. Well, kuna team, sikuna toya hapo buru pale unaishi, sikuna toya. Go train them on your free time. Go teach them how to dribble. And it was really cool to see that happening at Corp. So I've always had that in the back of the mind. I'm like, and I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
To really be impacted.
Call out to our home court Andaki.
Yeah.
We need to do something.
Yeah.
Kisumu, Kenyari, pale.
Yeah. But think about it. You guys go and let's say kuna manyasi, you cut the grass, paint the, it might not be allowed. Some backboards in the choker, just find a fundi, organize there, put some poles, give them 2 basketballs to start off. Man, look at that. Now they're back at playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once in a while you pop up, you see kids run on Jumu.
And some of those courts made us who we are.
Yeah.
And some of those courts is where we started the game, learned the game. I look at this specific court I'm talking about. A lot of people have benefited from that court in regards to even just training to prepare for a scholarship and stuff, locally, internationally. And now that it's no longer a court, we are limiting this generation from doing their thing as well to benefit. So I take up that challenge.
Man, let's talk. Let's make it happen. Let's make this the first one.
There you go.
Let's make this the first one, man. Let's make this the first one.
All right, let's do this. Some of the challenges of Kenyan basketball, I know we've talked about some of these things. What are some of the biggest solutions that you would like to offer on the table towards addressing Kenyan basketball get better?
We got approach. For me, it's always been we gotta have a good product. We gotta have a good product while the people are watching. Because ask yourself, why are there a lot of fans when Thunder is playing? You don't have to be you don't have to be a genius to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are there fans when Thunder play? Right? I've been telling teams, man, copy paste, man. Go sit with Thunder guys. Go sit with the coach. Hey, coach, what are you doing that I'm not doing? Go talk to the coach. Go ask for a meeting with Collins. Hey, man, my team is so and so. I think Collins wants competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want just to come win by 50. He understands business. The better the product, the better we can package it, the better we can, So I think a lot of people know what it takes, but I'm told you, I think it's the toughness of that journey. But the people don't want to
People don't want to embark on.
Yes. and the reason I'm saying that, if you think about it, Corp, when I came back in Corp in 2009, man, we did not change a lot. We put team rules in place. We put some things that we felt would propel us to greatness, to win, and to create a culture. And we did create a culture. 2009, I think Corp won, maybe I want to say 3 or 4 times. Even when I stopped, I didn't play in 2012, I think. Corp even went ahead and still won, but I'm saying we had put a culture in place. It was the team was competitive. We competed every day in practice. There are things, if you missed practice, don't come to the game. Go and play. Just little things. I think, because if you look at Thunder, they brought a good culture. They are doing great in what they do. I understand, again, not every team will be like that. Don't get me wrong. I understand the challenges of self-sponsored teams. I get that. I understand that. But I think there's some teams which don't have excuses. I think there's teams which don't have excuses.
I agree.
The KPAs, the
Equities, Ulinzi, the varsity teams.
Yeah. You cannot say you're not benefiting from basketball. You are benefiting from basketball. And again, it's not a challenge to them. It's not. I'm not putting a shade on there. what they do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the expectation for me as a person watching Kenyan basketball, I think I always expect those teams to play better.
Yeah.
Self-sponsored, it's tough for me to go there. I understand the challenges they go through. I understand that. But some of those things that we just mentioned, it's hard for me. It's hard for them to tell me about the excuses they have. It's tough.
That's true.
It's tough.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Future of Kenyan basketball? What do you see?
Looks great, man. Looks great. When I was growing up, there was more academies, right? Right now, you see someone who's in study 8, study 7, really playing basketball well. You know, man, like shout out to all the basketball academies in Kenya, man. They're introducing kids to the game at a very early age. And those kids are not just playing soccer, some of them basketball, some of them are playing soccer also, they're running track, so they're, you know,
The rugby.
they're rugby players, you know, multi-sport. So, man, I'm telling you, man, like some of the, you know, like if you look at the camp, we had kids from Makueni, Bungoma, you know, and these are young kids. You know, at their camp, I think there was only one player who was over 17, I think. All the rest were like 16 and below. So Form 1 or Form 2 apple. So, man, I think the future looks great, man. The future looks great. You know, with what Thunder is doing, I think that, you know, every player in Kenya should try to get to Thunder, or, you know, Equity, KPA, and all that. But I think the future looks great. We just gotta be like identify talent more, you know, like just make sure we're not missing anybody, you know, like Bradley, we missed Bradley.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, where did he play primary? You know, I'm like, okay, we didn't see him in primary. Okay, this how. Okay, where did he go to high school? Come on now, we still missed him in high school, and now they're saying there's another one. You know what I mean? That's what I'm just saying. We gotta be more. We got to tap into schools. We got to tap into schools, support the teachers, you know, in the schools, like the PE teachers. I still believe that's one of the keys is to help the PE teachers be able to identify talent. You know, I went to a training course which they say, you know, like this, the ways you can identify players who are talented. You know, like for example, broad jump, right? They say broad jump. If all kids 6 years lined up, all of them will jump maybe from here, maybe to the second block. Mm-hmm. If you see one kid jump from here to the 4th block, you need to put them in sports somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to put them somewhere and give them a sport, soccer, whatever. But I think we got to be able to do that, identify talent and nurture it, and obviously identify. But there's a lot of things being done, man. There's all the academies, like, man, off the head, I know a whole bunch of academies, you know. Kenya Academy of Sports, you know, Mato, you know, the Slides, you know, Far East Basketball, Mary Niala, man, there's Kisumu, Oliver in Kisumu, you know, there's so many people right now, man, who are really trying to work and help nurture kids, and they're introducing them to the game at a younger age. So I feel good about where we are as a nation in basketball.
Yeah.
Does it bother me we don't win as much as we used? Yes, but I think the future looks bright. And again, that's even resonates with me when you have hope for a better tomorrow. So I can't give up. I gotta believe that what's being done is gonna be better for tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And PK, you have been doing great things, you know, for this nation in regards to the sports, in regards to giving back, in regards to, you know, the podcasts you had, in, you know, all that you do. And you have a chance, and the Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen sees what you do and say, hey, PK, we've been seeing what you do. And we'd like you to tell us, what can we do different? If you had a chance to speak to the CS Sports, and probably in the room you also have a representative from the president's office, what would you tell them?
Man, we gotta embrace sports, man. We gotta treat sports in the right way. I think I tell people, man, I think the sportsmen are the best, some of the best ambassadors we have of the country. You know, like for example, when I was playing in Chile, right, they used to announce me as the Kenyan. And I was a great player. So people, he's Kenyan. Every time I was introduced, they would say, because they introduced me with where you're from. like all professional sports do, you know, like from North Carolina, from, you know. So in South America, they used to introduce us with where you're from Nairobi, Kenya. You know, and when you're playing great, that, you know, representing the country in the best light and not putting country, they're not saying that Kenyan is bad. You know, they're always talking praise about you and how you're representing the country. So sportsmen are some of the best ambassadors we have. We got to embrace sports. We got to embrace them. You know, we got to treat them right. We got to take care of them. You know, we can't let cases where, you know, where just the sportsmen are seen as a byproduct of, you know, they're gonna get it better anyway. So we got to embrace them. We got to build the facilities for these players to come and shine and showcase their forum. Again, that's something we don't have. A place for them to showcase their talent, right? The soccer stadiums, not just a soccer stadium, multi-sport centers. You know, I think that's the way to go. Like, and I think even yesterday we were talking about someone, and we are saying, why is volleyball great? So we're trying to reason, we're trying to figure out why does volleyball happen to be very great? And they say, do you know when you go around, you'll see a volleyball pitch almost everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, you know, you know,
Yeah.
volleyball pitches are almost everywhere, and it's not coincidental that they are good. You know, so you know that's what we gotta do. We gotta invest in these training centers, training facilities. You know, if you think about Kenya, when Kenya was really good in boxing, what was happening? The social halls.
Yeah, the social halls. So true.
Right? Social halls ilikuwa kila mahali. The kids don't have to drive at kutoka sijui wapi mpaka tao, hatukwenda kuna gym. The kids would just go, kama uko hapo ka Shauri, kuna social hall hapo. Ukienda hapo, you find great players training in that gym. Kids would just sit there and shadow the great players because they knew them, right? There was a documentary shown about why in Eldoret there's so much talent in running. And there was a clip which was circulating online because these guys, when they run in the morning, the school kids see them and they run with them. And these players would slow down and run with those kids. Think about that. Now you're running with the great Elliot. You're running with him. And in your mind, you didn't know he slowed down. So you're keeping up with him. You're like, hey, come in, we keep up. No one say.
I can do it.
I can do it. You see, so that's where we got, man. We got to invest in. We got to create our own heroes, and I mean across the board. I'm not talking about track only or you know, volleyball. I mean across the board, like soccer. Create our own heroes where, you know, they say if I can believe it, I can see it, I can touch it. It's believable. Yeah.
Then it's here.
Yeah. Our own heroes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's easy for me to relate to Elliot. I can touch him. I can see him. He comes there. I see him. I'm like, that's Elliot. You know. But you know, I think that's where we gotta do that. We gotta do that. And then I don't like the politics of everything else. I try to stay away from it. I don't understand it. Never understood it. You know, because I'm like, if you're there for the game, grow the game. If you're saying you're there for the game, grow the game.
Grow the game. That's it.
That's it. You know, so I don't understand the politics of the game. I never want to get involved in it. I don't like it because I think it takes away from. And then once you start aligning yourself with this, that, then it's like you just lose the whole process. So, I believe in working together. You know, people should work together. That's why I even embrace. I work with anybody. I don't care. If you have the same vision.
That's it.
Let's work it together. So I think for me it would be like just treat our players right, our athletes right. Just make it fair and square. You know, Kenya was great in track, right? Again, I can pull examples, man. Kenya used to be good in track and field, really, really good. But how was the competition then? Mtu yoyote anataka kwenda Olympics, tunakutana Nyayo Stadium on this day. There was no doing this guy ran in Bahrain, this guy ran in where else you do there. You know, I mean, there was none of it. It was like you come, you run, you 1, 2, 3, you qualify, right? That used to be like that. Kenya Open, I remember it used to be at Nyayo. You know, there used to be teams from parastatals, the armed forces, you know, Kikoso team, you know, there used to be all kind of teams there, Ministry of Works, they brought a team. So everybody competed. There would be like 5 or 7 races of heats, different heats, because there were so many people wanted to make the teams. So we, you know, and embrace any sport, you know, don't rule out
Other sports.
other sports. Don't say Kenya we can't run 400. We've never tried.
We've never tried.
Yeah, we used to have like the Kenyan, I think it was. The Isabella Mushilas, 200 meters. There's people who are great. We used to have it. Right now we just gotta compete, man. Like just let us participate in everything.
Yeah. And at Wima Sports, we are looking forward to a time where we participate and athletes in Kenya are able to, we are able to improve our medal standings, even in the Olympics. I personally looked at an improvement by 1 medal in 4 years. To me, I felt we can do better. We can do better for sure.
I know we can.
Yeah.
I know.
Because 13 to 14,
And if you look at the work ethic for Kenyans, man, it's so high up there.
it is.
You see how people excel, how people work hard, and how people are driven, man. You're like, surely. You can't tell me it's different in sports.
Yeah.
They just happen to have, there's something that's happening in sports that's hindering
Needs to change.
Just needs to change.
Yep.
Yes.
On to the quick fire segment questions. Favorite basketball player
In Kenya or worldwide?
worldwide?
But used to be Scottie Pippen. Yes.
You love Pippen, eh?
Michael Jordan was just on a different pedestal for me. Yeah, I like Scottie. I felt I could play like he did, and I tried to mold my game around him. Yeah.
And in Kenya?
In Kenya, it used to be Lawyer Dera, man. Lawyer Dera.
That's your guy. Best city for basketball for you?
Best city for basketball. That's a good one.
Quick.
I'm trying to get you. But best city in basketball, atmosphere in basketball here in Kenya is Mombasa.
Mombasa.
Yes.
That's your best atmosphere.
Yes.
Awesome. Pre-game ritual during your time play?
Man, wake up, go shoot around, go through my shots. And this is my professional one, because in Kenya, again, the atmosphere is different. It's not conducive. It's not possible. Go to shoot around, come in, go shoot around in the morning, come back, take a nap, wake up, get to the arena 3 hours before the game, do my shots before, 1 hour before, 2 hours in, you go in, you start changing, 1 hour, 60 minutes on the clock, you come out and you start warming up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your go-to training drill as a coach, the one that you really enjoy doing it with kids?
Dribbling.
Dribbling.
Yes, dribbling. Yeah. I've got fun with that. We had even before come and show some dribbling. It's fun. It's fun.
Awesome.
You can see how they're creative. You can see the creativeness coming out and they start figuring out. So it's easy to see that when they catch it and when now they're comfortable with it. It's very easy to see it. Yeah.
Your best piece of advice that you've been ever given?
Man, I think all in, man. All in.
All in.
Don't be on the fence. Don't be on the fence. If you're going to do something, do it all in or don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yes. Then you start going to say, I should have, I would have,
Yeah.
But if you're all in, if you fail, I failed. You can strategize better. But if you're on the fence, you don't really know the results. Well, maybe because you're on the fence, you're not bought into it. You can't really pinpoint and say, this is why I failed. Because in the back of the mind, you're not all in. Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, all in.
I like it.
Yeah, 100% in.
Yeah. PK, God has blessed you. You've been able to travel through 4 or 5 countries.
Yeah.
And you've surely left a mark in those countries for sure. And there are lots of people looking up to you. There are lots of people celebrating you. If you can just look at this camera and give a piece of advice to a young 16, young 12-year-old lady, gentleman in sports, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, work hard, pursue your dreams. The funny thing about dreams, right? I realized the funny thing about dreams, nobody else sees it. Nobody else sees
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are looking at you going like, I don't think so. There's a lot of doubters. So your dream is your dream. Family members might not even see it. Your parents might not see it. So pursue your dreams, obviously do right, try to be as a good human as you can. Because you never know who's watching, who's around you. Network, be a good person, work on your networking skills. I used to think, what I know will take me far. But I learned later in my career when I started to get into coaching, it also depends on who you know, networking. People people will sit at the table who can be like, we trust him or we trust her, that they are going to do what they're saying. So those are some best advice I'll tell you. Your dreams, pursue them. Don't sell yourself short, but also be true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you're saying you want to play basketball at a high level, and the only time you shoot or practice basketball is when the coach is there, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah, that's all I can say. Is pursue your dreams, but don't lie to yourself. Network. Camps are certain places. Go to different camps, different philosophies. Listen to different people. Learn to discern right and wrong. Hear everything. Choose the things you think resonate with you. Be coachable. Again, that's a big one. Listen to a lot of coaches, different voices, but learn to take what you think applies to your situation.
Indeed, thank you so much. It was a great honor having you here at Wima Sports. We celebrate you. We appreciate all you do, the sacrifices and the team you work with. A great salutation, to all that you guys do out there to make these sports better, to make basketball better, and to put Kenya on the map. Just keep on. May God give you guys strength to keep on pushing on. And we're looking forward to greater times.
Yeah, shout out to all the coaches, man. The coaches volunteer their time, man. Shout out to the 10 coaches. Salute you, man. Logistics team, man. Not done it without you guys. I appreciate everybody who takes their time to do it. And I got a great team of guys and ladies who help me make it a success. It's funny, I even told them this is the best. This is the first time they worked hard. The logistics team, we had fun with that. So yeah.
Thank you so much, PK.
Yes, sir.
A great honor having you. Looking forward to great things at Wima Sports together with you.
Yeah.
And God bless.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Our viewers, until next time, this is your host here, Jermaine Odhiambo, signing out. Salute.